Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It is so lovely to have your company on this. What is a Thursday evening here in the UK anyway? So lovely to have your company for, well, the next 3 hours. But boy, we have got a really exciting hour coming up to kickstart the last show of the day on Crafters TV. Now, if you've been watching throughout today, you will know we have had, and still do have, creative expressions in the building. We've had so many incredible things seen and shown throughout today, and we're not finished just yet. We've still got one last show. So let's dive straight in and let's say hi to Gwen. Hi, Gwen.
Hi, Craig. How are you doing?
I am doing so good. Thank you so much.
Marvelous.
Absolutely raring to go for this show, but then finding out I was with you. It's going to be so good. I caught some of the shows earlier on, seen some of the incredible things that you've done, and we're going to do more tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, lots of goodiness coming up.
Do you know what I need to tell you though?
Go on, what?
Right, are we ready for this one? So let's go in with the mixed media embossing powders. I'm going to put all three, and I'm just going to hold them like that, and I'm going to show you the other one. There's actually four. Doing you a disservice here. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus that one, the dauber. Now, only 3 of you at home can get your hands on this one. No joke. 3. That's 3 people at home can get this full bundle. $20.69, $29.70. You're saving a 10% on that one there. Platinum comes down to $16.55 or $23.76. But as it stands right now, live, 2 minutes past 6 here in the UK, only 3 of you can get your hands on that full bundle. So get across onto the website, get that into the basket. That's not the only thing. Easy mist. Easy mist. This is super cool. I was having a little look at it earlier on when I came in. $9.99 or $15 per bottle. $7.99 platinum, $12 platinum. 3 of you can get your hands on this one before it goes. This is super cool. Absolutely love that one there. That again, another one. 3 can get their hands on that one before it's gone out the door, and well, not to be seen for the rest of the day anyway. Who knows? Maybe, hopefully, we'll get it back in stock. No guarantees, but that's these last 2 bundles I just showed you there. 3 of you can get your hands on them before they've gone. Let's have a look and see what's been one of the most popular, and we're actually going to be having a look at this and demoing it throughout this show with Gwen, and this is our exotic paper cut. This is our die and stencil bundle. Now, you're getting 5 elements in total, 3 dies, 2 stencils. $47.49 or $75.99. That is a really good price for that bundle as it is. That works out that you're getting your 10% saving. However, as it's Club Inspire here on Crafters TV, you get your platinum, you get your Club Inspire. But if you are platinum, that's then going to come down to $37.99 or $60.79 for those stencils and the dies as well. They are super cool. These are gorgeous, they're fab, they're so elegant, but some of the detail that you're getting within these ones. Let's look at the exotic elephant first and foremost, black and white form. I mean, look at this, but look, because it is your paper cut, you've got your ears that just spring forward, even the trunk, you've got the little floral bits that are absolutely beautiful. But then look at what you can do. Look at that, go in with your bold colors, go in with your pastels, go in with your subtles if you want, metallics, absolutely gorgeous. You can go with whatever form that you want to and create whatever color and designs you want to. That one there was your exotic elephant. I'm going to show you the mythical, is it mythical? Mythical mermaid on this one here. Now, paper cuts, when it comes to creative expressions, it is that paper cut feel. You can imagine those that go in with the scallops and that you can go right. Scallops? No, not scallops. Scallop. Scallop blade?
Scalpel.
Scalpel, that's it. Thank you, Glenn. No, don't go in.
With a scallop.
With a scallop.
No.
That's not going to work. It's not going to work, absolutely. So, we've got the die that does it for you here. Absolutely exquisite. So think of any of your paste that you've got that I was giving an idea a moment ago.
That's one of the mixed media embossing powders, that gorgeous dark blue.
Really?
Yes, so if you make a panel with them, you can die cut through it.
Oh, wow, look at that. Isn't that fab? Absolutely exquisite. I love that. Oh, look at that, George. We're going in for the close-up. Look at that one. So that's using that one there. Remember, not many of these left. So get your hands on them. There we go, we've got that one here. Now, I suppose as well, if you want to do with some of these ones, Gwen, you could do your paper piece in.
Absolutely, yeah, they really lend themselves to that because you've got spaces that cut out and some that are left in, and it's really lovely to enhance the detail by putting some different colours back in.
Yeah.
As well as having a gorgeous background, you can then enhance even further by picking out elements. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely beautiful on these ones there. And then I want to show you the Wise Wolf for this one here. This is another one, outstanding. So this is how it would look. Cut it out is simple for them, which even looks beautiful when it comes to the black and the white as well. But I love how on one side here you've got more of that fullness, that die cut, that paper cut effect. But on here it's a lot more subtler, but you've got that wolf right into the centre there. But coming in with many of your powders, with many of your waxes, your polishes, you can absolutely do that for sure. You know Creative Expressions by now, they do some of the most incredible pastels, tones. Oh, just to let you know, that one here where you're getting 3, you're getting 4, and the dauber, one left for that bundle. So actually, it's the same as well with the bottle, Mr. Bottle as well. I think those that have maybe gone for, well, one of each basically, but one each and before they are gone and out the door. And I'm just going to show you one more here with this one before we can jump over to Gwen. Look at that one there. Love how that is so effective against that bright blue as well, bringing in some of your nesting dyes coming into any of your die cuts that you've got at home. So that is giving you a very little idea anyway as to what you could be doing. But do you know what? Let's dive straight in. We'll head across to you, Ben. Ben? Oh, I've got Ben on the brain because I know Ben was in earlier on.
Ben's left.
Ben's gone now. I'm here. Gwen,
hi.
Let's see what we can do with them.
Let's. So I'm going to start with that gorgeous Wise Wolf. It's one of my absolute favourites. I love wolves. They're such clever animals. And this just captures that wildness, that fierceness. I think it's stunning. And I'm going to start off by making a panel with some of our amazing Pixie Burst powders. And I just need to find my glasses because I can't see what I'm doing. Excuse me.
Gwen, I need to tell you the spray bottle's gone.
Oh, right. Well, I'll put mine away.
You can still use yours if you need it, but just to let you know, the spray bottle's gone.
Well, thank you, everybody. I'm sure you're going to love playing with that. I absolutely adore it. It's such fun. So I'm going to make a Pixie Burst background, and I'm going to also bring into that some of our amazing Ultra Sparkle texture paste. So for a start, I'm going to be using green jasper and purple orchid together. I do need a Mr. Bottle, but I'll use this one because it's a bit more, well, it's a bit less of a constant flow. I'm just going to mist my card on both sides. That's to stop it curling up.
No problem.
And then I'm going to go in quite heavy with these colours. I want a really strong, dark background. My thinking was it's a wolf in the middle of the forest at midnight. You know, I don't know if you do that. I always have a story.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to do something, I like to think about what it's going to look like and, yeah, how to achieve it. So I'm going to mist this now with quite a lot of water.
Oh, wow.
And look how those colours just burst into life. Aren't they stunning?
They are stunning. They're part of the brights, aren't they, which are just at the bottom of your screen if you want to get a hold of them.
So as I say, with this one, I want a lot of water. I want to really meld those colours together. Look at
that, Gwen.
Ooh. And what I'm going to do is, because I want to stop it from going any further, because I love that. Oh, drat, I'm not plugged in either.
Uh-oh.
Right.
What you manage?
Hang on. Hey, we're doing well, aren't we, tonight?
Oh. I'm going to come across and give you a hand.
Right, I'm sorted now.
You're good? Fab.
I'm sorted. Thanks, Craig.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so just give this a quick dry. It's very wet, so it will take a while. But I want it to stop where it is because I love it. And you can do that with these. When it gets to a point you think, I love that, you can either blot it, which will make it paler, or you can set it with a heat gun. So I'm going to stop because I can't do it all right now because that would be boring. But what I am going to do is show you how I moved on to this. So there's one that's dry.
And you'll get a different look every time, won't you?
Absolutely, yeah. And then what I want to do is bring in some of this gorgeous, this is the periwinkle, and I'm just going to put a dot and a dab here and there. I don't want too much, so scrape it up again, spread it about, and then I'm going to have to get in with my finger.
Okay.
So I'm going to just, what I want, I don't want it to stay like a big patch like that.
Right.
So I'm going to sort of fade it out, and that will reactivate some of that ink. So with these inks, I was actually asked this question while I was on my break. If you leave these powders and they've dried, can you reactivate them? Yes, you definitely can.
Okay.
Add some more water, or if they're in a palette, as I was doing earlier, you can reactivate them in the palette. So you don't even have to wash your palette out. You can come back and add some more water and they'll go again.
See, to me,
So
just
there we
looking
are.
at that on the camera, that looks so 3D.
Yes. Look at that sparkle.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It's gorgeous, isn't it? So that's what I want it to do. I just need to give that a dry because I
Yeah,
want
no
to die
problem.
cut it, and I can't if the paste is
No,
wet.
that's fine. Well, in actual fact, you know, we've got a really, really incredible selection of the sparkle texture paste across on our website. Just go across on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Just search Creative Expressions or go into their home store on our website, and you can put in the textures paste. You're going to find so many incredible ones, colours, that are going to, well, fit for whatever you want to get creative with.
So I just need to make sure this is dry because, as I say, I want to die cut it. I should have had another one done, sorry.
No, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. It's good to see how, you know, you would then dry it, you know, and you would
Yeah,
manipulate
you've
it.
got to be a bit careful with these pastes because if you overheat them, they can bubble.
Okay.
So I tend to like to leave things to dry naturally whenever I can, but sometimes it's not always possible.
No.
So let's just see.
It's just one of those things where, you know, if you could see an effect with patterned papers, some people might look at that and think it's out of patterned paper, but you've made it.
Yeah,
Made it
exactly.
from scratch.
Yeah. So it is a little bit tacky, but we'll give it a go.
Okay.
What's the worst that can happen?
Exactly.
It might stick to my dye, but it's water-based product. You can wash your dye.
Perfect.
So it's not the end of the world.
No.
So I'm going to pop my wolf into the centre of this. I want to get him fairly centred so that it's ready for what I want to use it for. Okay, let's tape it down. I've learnt from experience that when I use your machine, the pressure's so good, things tend to shift.
It can do. It can do.
So,
Now, I know obviously I'm jumping ahead here, but these they will cut into your card, won't they? So it's okay.
sorry.
No, that's okay. No, I was just saying, I know I'm
Yes.
jumping ahead here because I know you'll be able to show it, but
That's
it cuts
right.
into cardstock, doesn't it?
it cuts into the card, so then you get that paper cut effect where
Yeah,
you get lots of bits that drop out. But what I'm showing you here is that you don't just have to use card. And with the mermaid that we were talking about earlier, that was cut through a panel that had been done with embossing powder, which you might think you couldn't cut through.
No, you wouldn't.
But you
would
certainly can. And earlier on, I was doing one with texture paste that I used, and you can die cut through that as well. So I would say always try these things.
Exactly.
What's the worst that can happen? Well, maybe it doesn't work, but maybe it does. And that's really exciting. So there we go, all those bits are popping out. It's a little bit damp, so some of them are just hanging on, but it's definitely cut, and all those bits are going to pop out and be absolutely stunning. It's just gorgeous. And his eyes, he's got those piercing eyes.
There's something about wolves, isn't there?
Yeah,
Something.
just beautiful. Very intelligent creatures, aren't they?
They really are.
Yeah, I love them.
No air in my ear. I did not say whales. I did say wolves. They are incredible as well as the whales. They absolutely are. But this is definitely a wolf.
I was watching something the other night about a wolf. I think it was the animal park, and they'd had to have one of the wolves put down. Oh, it made me cry. It was awful. Poor thing.
I wouldn't be good then.
Oh, no.
When it comes to any animals. But
Look
yeah,
at
when you
this
see them
now.
in nature programs, and they're so clever.
Yeah.
So clever.
Right, so all these bits, you can keep these, and you could use them to paper piece back in to another die cut, perhaps in a plainer colour. So bear that in mind if that's something you might like to do.
Yeah.
And I've just got a few bits I'm sorry about this.
No, honestly, no, don't you apologise. It's always good to see that. I think sometimes we do the same, Gwen. Sometimes we can jump ahead too much. Whereas some crafters, they love to see that little stepping stones that you do from one section to another. Well,
I think it was just with the paste, because it made it a little bit tacky. That's all. Not a problem, but it's just...
Very loyal our wolves, I'm being told.
Yes, but they are, incredibly so.
And strong family ties as well.
Yeah. Yep, so there we are, that's our gorgeous wolf now, and just on white as a background would be stunning, but we want to add a bit of colour into the back of that.
Yes.
So I've got some mats and layers already done here, and I decided that a pale grey would be rather appropriate for my wolf, so we could do that. Where's my glue?
The thing is with creative expressions, and this is meant as a compliment here, is it's not many companies that can absolutely nail the paste and your Pixie powders and embossing powders and have incredible top quality of those ranges, but still have the most incredible die cut details within the dies that they do as well. Sometimes it's a one or the other, but creative expressions can absolutely nail both of them.
Yeah, we're very fortunate that we've got a fantastic chemist who helps produce all the cosmic shimmer goodies and helps develop them. And then, of course, we've got a lot of our designers. So these dies are designed by Cathy Shuttleworth, which is a name I'm sure some of you will know.
Yes.
And they've come into our paper cuts range. So, yeah, as you say, we've got some fantastic people on board. That's better. Get my glue going, that always helps. So when I'm gluing a die cut down in this fashion, when I don't need it to be particularly attached, I just pick out some of the slightly more solid areas and just put a dot of glue. You don't need to glue every single millimetre, just enough to hold it in place. It's not going to go anywhere.
See, I say the same as you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Where's Glenn coming from now?
You kept calling me Glenn last time, and it's stuck, hasn't it?
Oh my gosh, I do apologise.
No, it's fine, don't worry about it.
I know you very well. I know you're Gwen. Gwen.
I'll answer to most things.
I've lost my train of thought now from what I was away to say there. Oh, gosh almighty, gosh.
So, we've got our lovely grey background now. That's going to make that beautiful dark colour really pop. And then all I need to do is add some lovely contrast to bring this alive. All right, so I've got, I picked out the purple tones. So we can pop that onto a smaller purple mat. That makes it pop. And then this fantastic midnight blue, which again, it's all going to help coordinate. It's all about coordination when you come to put your cards together. And then onto a grey base card with the same grey that we had here. And there's your finished wolf.
Look at that.
Look at those eyes, they're just looking at you.
Yeah, and because you've got that full design, and although that the eyes are quite in, they're in that centre, you can see them. Yeah. You absolutely can see them.
Yeah,
I love it. Stand out. But obviously that is that combination of the colours that Gwen has done with the mats and layers as well. Absolutely love that one. Guys, you guys are loving it as well. I'm just going to say a quick hello to some of you. Wendy and Marcia and Kerry, they're all saying afternoon. Jessica's from Illinois, from the US of A, of course. We've got Georgianne, we've got Kimberly is saying hello. Gilmore is saying hello, Craig, Gwen, Team Social, Crafters and Crafty Peeps. Well, hello to you too. Hello, and Gwen as well. We've got Beth is saying a big hello from big hello to our crafty friends from sunny upstate New York. Stacey is saying hello from a beautiful day in central New York. Oh, Gwen, I would love to be there.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I've only been to New York once. It's an incredible place.
Snap. I was meant to go a second time, then COVID hit, so we won't go there. We won't go there, but I can't wait to go back. Joanne on Facebook is saying that mythical mermaid could be a fairy or a Christmas elf as well.
Yes, I thought she looked like an elf because she's got that pointy ear, but she's definitely surrounded by sea creatures, fish and shells and starfish. So, yeah, she can be whatever you want her to be.
And that's
absolutely.
That's a key thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You give it creative expressions, you know, the initial idea, the concept, and then you can run with it.
Definitely.
Absolutely, you can do. Fred171 on YouTube is saying, is Gwen using watercolour paper?
No, I'm not, actually. I'm just using ordinary cardstock. It's our coconut white cardstock from Creative Expressions. It's a great card, it's smooth. It takes quite a lot of wet stuff without disintegrating, so that's all good. But you can, of course, also use them on watercolour card, absolutely perfect. So whichever you've got, go for it.
Brilliant, thank you for that, Gwen. Crafty Woman 6 on YouTube is saying how pretty, referring to Gwen's card there, and Susie T on YouTube is saying, look how pretty that die is. Wow, this is my first look at today's Creative Expressions. Well, you're going to be blown away like I am, and like many of you as well. Get your comments in, let us know what is it that you're loving seeing from today's collections from Creative Expressions. Maybe you've got some of them already, maybe the Pixie burst that I'm away to show you. Be so good to see what your favourite collections or ranges from Creative Expressions. But let's have a look. Now we've got two sets here and both of them are just over 60% gone. So what I'm thinking then is potentially some of you are treating yourself and going for both collections. However, you know, you can go for one or the other if you so wish. So let's have a look at the first one here. So you are getting all 5 of them here. These are the brights. I am going to turn them on the base, but at first you're kind of like, okay, Craig, yep, they're in a bottle there. What's really special about them? Let's have a look. Within these ones, we've got our cherry, black cherry. And these absolutely nail the name, black cherry. Look at this. Look at the colours here. Now we've seen the one of many ways in which Gwen used them just earlier on in her first demonstration there, but we've got the black cherry. We've also got the purple orchid. Now please, please, please do remember from what you seen Gwen doing there a moment ago, she used very, very little. These are going to last you so long. So long. This one here is your rusty red, and these are going to give you incredible looks every single time, different looks every single time. That one being the wild moss, and then last but by no means least, we've got green jasper. What I would say to you, because I did catch them earlier on at home when I was having a little crafty play myself, please do go back and watch Gwen from the earlier on shows Creative Expressions on Crafters TV. Just go across to our YouTube and be able to then see them from there. Gwen had some incredible things that you can do with them, techniques with these ones here. So do go back, have a look, and then even save them to your playlist so that when yours arrive, or the ones you've already got, you'll be able to replicate and do exactly what Gwen's been doing, or put your own take on them, and that's the key thing. Because just like us here at Crafters Companion, I know Gwen's the same with Jamie and that, you always say feel free to replicate exactly what you do, or put your own spin on it.
Please do.
Brilliant. Now, if you do want to go for that one set, maybe you do want to treat yourself to the other set like many have been doing, because remember, both of them, just over 60% has gone. This one here, this is, we're going to go to the essential ones now. So what we can do is, I will just show you the base of the bottles once again, but it's the little swatches that Gwen does for us that really shows them off here. We've got Making Waves. I know we tend to say this quite a lot where we say we shouldn't have favourites. That's got to be my favourite. I love that one here. I'm going to refer to what I said a moment ago. These do last you so long. You use very, very little, and then using your spray bottle, or if you weren't fortunate enough to get hold of it before it's sold out, use one that you've got at home. You've got your orange slice. Now, if you do watch us and you see techniques that we do with our Spectrum Noir water-based products, think about all the ones that you can be doing with these ones as well. That being the cut grass. And then we've also got the Very Berry. So that one there, that is your Essentials 5-piece collection, $17.96 or $27. Even although it's Creative Expressions, you do still get your Club Inspire on top of that as well. That today's price, though, is giving you 10% off. If you are in Club Inspire and you're all the way at Platinum price, that comes down to $14.37 or $21.60 for them as well. And as I said, the things that you can do, the techniques that you can do, the creations that you can do are exquisite. Now I know we've got round about half an hour left with Creative Expressions and Gwen, so do you know what, Gwen, let's just jump straight back to you, what we're going to do next.
I'm going to show you the exotic elephant. Excellent. This is an amazing die. The way Kathy has captured that exotic elephant, when you think about, you know, in India and, you know, the Middle East, yes, and the way they use elephants in parades and they dress them up. And she's captured that in this die so perfectly. Exactly. It's beautiful. And the way the elephant's ears lift and its trunk lifts, it just brings it to life. It's superb.
Do you know what it reminds me of as well? Now, I do have to say that the film I wait to refer to, I wasn't a big fan, but the remake live version of Dumbo.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
And the elephants that they have dressed up in the remake live version of Dumbo, it is so elegant, just like this paper cut die. Incredible.
The cartoon made me cry. I don't know if I could watch.
Yeah. All that I would say, there was a lot of new, different references to the live version compared to the original cartoon one. So. Yes,
okay.
I prefer the original one, but the fact is that the elephants, the way that they were dressed in the live action film, this here, Gwen, with the paper cuts, looks so alike.
So that's my elephant then cut, and now I need to make some panels, and I'm going to do one in orange slice and one in Firefly Glow. So I'm going for that kind of exotic, the colours that you think of in India. Well, that was where I was trying to go. So I'm going to apply Firefly Glow, and again, I'm going to go quite heavy with the powder. I want it a strong panel. So tap, tap, tap on the bottle. As I said earlier this morning, if you find the flow of powder stops, just tap it back into the bottle, because there are different sized particles in there.
Right.
And if one of them gets lodged in the nozzle, it's just tap it back down. It's absolutely fine. But that can happen. So I'm going to go in with my spray bottle, and before I mist it completely, I'm going to mist the back so it doesn't curl up. So just a light mist on the back to keep your cardstock flat, and then you can go for it. Right. So let's get this ink flowing.
Oh, wow.
So now you could stop there and have these lovely speckled sections, but I really wanted it to be quite blended, so I'm going in with more water. And you can even, if you want it even more blended than that, you can go in with a brush and just sort of dabble it around a little bit.
So you can manipulate it
Oh yeah,
as
definitely.
well.
You certainly can. So like I've got a very dark bit there, which isn't ideal for what I've got in my mind. So I'm going to get rid of that. The other thing you can do is actually blot it and lift colour away. You can do that as well. So we need to let that dry.
Okay, no
I'm going to do the same thing with Orange Burst and create a panel of orange. Okay. So I've got some that I did earlier, and here they are dried.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, wow.
That's just stunning, isn't it? Wow. Absolutely beautiful. And then what I'm going to do is pop the Firefly Glow behind my elephant. So already he's beginning to look exotic.
Yeah.
So I'm going to glue that down. I need to be careful that I don't glue the ears, because I want them to lift. So just around the outside. Now this time I am wanting to do some paper piecing. Okay. So I need to make sure more of it is secured down, because obviously if you're trying to put a paper piece in an area that's not stuck. Yeah. I've gone and put it on my ear now. Take that off.
The embossing powder bundle that had the dauber, just to let you know, that's gone. That is gone now. However, we do have a bundle where it's just the embossing powders, 4 embossing powders. So, excuse me, so they're individual. So the embossing powders that were in that bundle, we do have them, but they're available individually. So the bundle's gone with the dauber, but the 4 embossing powders you can still get on the website individually if you wanted to.
So we'll pop that down and give that a press on the back just to make sure it's secured, and also get rid of any overspill of glue. Okay, and then what I want to do is start to pick and choose where I put bits and pieces. So when you start to look at this, you'll see that there's some of this is background and some of it is featured detail. So what I do, I cut what I want out of the elephant. Hang on.
Do you know what Erin's just said, Marie? I'm not going to take credit for this, but it's absolutely right. The way that you've got the colours there in the background, Gwen, it's like it's got the muscle. You can see the muscles of the elephant through the paper cut.
Oh, yeah. That was accidental, but yeah. And the other thing I thought about was actually putting a surround around the elephant, like a frame on top of that. Then it would look like it was in the jungle.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So you could do all sorts of things, yeah. He's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just getting a few bits out of my die.
Yeah, no problem at all. And that's the thing, depending on what colours you use, it'll look different.
Yeah, exactly. So the orange, I'm going to cut the whole thing, but then with other pieces, what I do is just cut bits. I just cut little bits and put them back in where I need them. So let me cut the orange. I'm just going to tape it down.
One of the things I love is paper piecing.
I like doing it. It's quite relaxing, isn't it?
I actually, when I was having a play this afternoon at home, I done some paper piecing actually.
Yeah.
I put the card on my Facebook page, but I love it. It's so therapeutic and it's calming. For me anyway, it's relaxing. The size of these would go through our junior as well, wouldn't it? Depending on the card size you're using.
Yeah, actually you can make quite small cards with these if you just stick to the feature of the elephant itself. But you've got the option of going much bigger with frames and other mats. So yeah, it's really versatile. Right, so what I can do now is pick and choose which bits I want to piece in. I've got a little tiny glue bottle which is helpful for this. So I'll just do a couple of bits. I've got one that I've already finished,
no
but
problem. Just
to give you a bit of an idea. So I know you do a product that holds these pieces.
That's right, yeah.
What's it called? Sorry, I put you on the spot there.
No, that's okay. Do you know something? I think we launched it the last time you were
You
here.
did? Yeah, that's why it stuck in my head, because I thought it was such a brilliant...
It was with our paper piece and dies. It's very
something like cut and hold.
Yeah. It's
But yeah, it's great for this sort of thing because you can keep all your pieces where you want them. But look, just one bit of orange and suddenly that pings. So you can go through and pick out which elements you want to feature in that gorgeous embellishment on the elephant.
Hold and release sheets.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, really, really brilliant idea. Love it. And I'll just do one more and then I'll show you the one that I've actually finished, because obviously this takes a little while.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And it's relaxing and you can sit and do it on your own time and yeah, just really enjoy it. You do it out in the garden or wherever you want to be. Now, because of that variation in that sheet, I've got a much darker orange here than I have here, which is really rather lovely, and I didn't know that was going to happen. So what I've also got is a little piece of black card. So this is what I mean. I just want the bottom bits out of black, so I just cut part of it. You don't have to cut the whole thing.
Being selective.
So just, or even tiny bits, if you just want to cut the crest up here, just a little piece on there. So you don't have to cut the whole thing every time.
No.
But of course if you do, then you can mix and match and do several.
That's true.
So
really
let me
true.
show you this one.
Oh, wow.
So I've got black in here, I've got ivory for his tusks. I haven't yet put any orange into this one. So let's see if we can find a couple of bits that I can pop in, just to give it a bit of a ping.
That stands out so much, doesn't
Doesn't it?
Really,
And then I'll
does.
show you the stenciling, because that's makes it as well. So I'm combining all the products in today's shows, which is something you can absolutely do. And it's going to take your crafting to a whole another level.
When it comes to paper piecing, would you recommend like something with a really fine nozzle that you've got now?
Yes, so we sell our glue in big bottles. This is a medium one. We do a bigger one and a smaller one. And I tend to have the big ones at home and I decant them into these little bottles with the fine metal tip because it just gives you that better level of control.
Perfect.
So let me just do a couple of more bits of this.
Because I suppose with the paper piecing, you don't want too much, do you?
No, you don't have to do every bit. So I would only do a few bits of orange and then I'd leave the rest. And the other thing I've done with this elephant is inked his ears a little bit to give them some separation. So to do that, I just took a piece of paper and tucked it under his ear there.
Okay.
And then inked to give it definition. So that's really easy to do as well. Okay.
So even although you've got cut ends, you can still go in and ink selective bits by popping a piece of paper underneath.
Absolutely. So let me show you now the stenciled part of this card. So I've got the henna petals stencil here, which is really beautiful. And I want to do a small amount up here and then the corner. There's this beautiful corner here. So let's do the corner. I'm going to tape it in place just so it can't slip around, because there's nothing worse than when you're stenciling than it moving, is there?
That's it, especially when you're using paste or something along those lines.
Yeah. So I want to move this more towards the edge of my card. So I've just got a little bit hanging over there. Oops.
And that stencil's part of this collection, isn't it, Gwen?
Yes, and it's really beautifully styled. It matches the elephant perfectly. Again, with those sort of henna, it's like henna tattoos, isn't it? Sort of thing. It's
Henna
lovely.
petals, I think that one
Just take
is.
this down. Ooh, I'm being all ham-fisted tonight. What's up with me? Get on. There we go.
I love how it's like separate designs within that stencil, so you're getting more than one option.
Yes, well that's true of all of them actually.
Right
They all
enough,
have
yeah.
different elements that you can make use of, which is really cool. So I'm going to stencil this corner, and this is the lavender. Look at the sparkle on that, isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that beautiful?
So this is a medium-bodied gel-based medium, and it's got multi-size particles of glitter in there, which is why it's so super sparkly. When you come to apply it through a stencil, rather than just pulling it across immediately, just sort of press it. Press and squish.
Okay.
That way you run less risk of it getting underneath your stencil. So it's a bit like, well, it's not like spreading butter because it's more gentle. And then once you've covered that area, you can move the paste and carry on. But if you scrape really quickly, it'll get underneath.
Gotcha. I'm going to go home with that tip, Gwen, because I sometimes have that issue. So when I start to use the stencils with my paste and that, I'm going to do what you suggest.
I mean, there's a few things. First, make sure your stencil's held down well, so that you haven't got gaps underneath it. And also bear in mind that as your card soaks in moisture from the paste, it's going to start to bow, like any card does when it's damp. So work as fast as you can. If the card starts to bow, try to resist going back over it, because that's when, again, you can get underneath the stencil. So just take your time. There's no need to rush when you're stenciling. It's not a massive thing.
No.
So just take your time. And then when you've covered the whole design, scrape back using the edge of your spatula to take off the excess. And all of that goes back in the pot for another time. Just tap the pot, clean off the edge, put the lid back on, and you're good to go next time. If you've had a pot a while and you've perhaps used some of it and it's partially empty and it's going a little bit thicker, because it will do because it's water-based, just mist the top of it with some water, pop the lid back on and leave it, and it will refresh.
Does it really?
Well, it's water-based, so
right
absolutely. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. So there we are.
Wow.
That's pretty good. I'm happy with that.
Well, that is awesome.
And then obviously you need to let that dry before you try to do the other corner, otherwise you're going to squish it with your stencil. So leave that to one side to dry. And then really all we're going to do is assemble our card. So finish off your paper piecing. I've chosen complementary colours. So again, I've got a grey base card here. Get it the right way up. I've got orange and purple. And look, when we put this on here, suddenly it all comes together.
That's incredible.
And there's your exotic elephant.
Isn't that absolutely beautiful?
It comes alive, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And it's two colours I wouldn't necessarily initially think to put together.
No.
But look how vibrant that is, how effective that is when it comes to that elephant there. That was many of the elements. Not Nelly the elephant.
I didn't know where you were going with that, Craig.
I nearly said it there. That was a good slip up, that one. Many of the elements used from that main bundle you could see on the screen. Yes, I've had a field day with my words this week, Gwen, on Crafters TV. Yeah, let's just say that. Right, we'll have time for one more demo, but I tell you what, let's do a demo of the show. We'll have a look at the two demos that you've done so far.
Oh, where's my wolf?
The vote.
Hang on.
And then it will be a demo of the day. I know I'm having to remind myself as to the layout of our show. So let's have a look at the two that Gwen has done so far. Because I believe, Gwen, you won demo of the show in Wake Up Call.
I did.
We are determined to get someone else other than the Crafters TV team to win demo of the day. So, and we want someone to win demo of the month. So this could be it. Look at this one. So it's going to be the wolf versus the elephant. So it's going to be up to you. So number one is going to be the wolf, and number two is going to be the elephant. You've got a couple of minutes to get your votes in to see which one is your demo of the show, and then we will then have a look and do a vote for demo of the day. Okie doke, right. Let's have a look at what Gwen was just using a moment ago. And this is the exotic paper cuts. This is the die and stencil collection. This is where you've got the 5-piece bundle. So you're getting your 3 dies and you're getting your 2 stencils. This one here in that bundle there where you're saving 10% on today's price being $47.49 or $75.99. If you are Club Inspire, which you still get your discount when it comes to Crafters TV with Club Inspire on any of our friends here coming to Crafters TV, that means if you are Platinum, that's going to come down to $37.99 or it will come down to $60.79 for you guys stateside. If you are across Central Europe, you just need to go across to your website. But that is the details for what Gwen was just using a moment ago. What we do have, though, is we do have another collection that you can be having a look at if you want to check that one out. And this one here is a beautiful, beautiful collection, just like the ones I just showed you a moment ago. So I'm going to bring these ones in. So these ones here, this is the paper cut die and stencil essential collection, $48.57 or $76.95. You are getting your 10% saving on that one there, but Platinum comes down more to £38.86 or $61.56. So let's have a very quick look at these ones here, because you've got your butterfly bunny. Now think of the way that Gwen was explaining the first collection that we showed you. These are still your paper cuts here, but that one has got that bunny with those beautiful butterflies just popping around the edges. Now look at the colours that you can go and do. So whether you use some of the techniques that Gwen showed you throughout today, maybe past shows, maybe you've got both Gwen and Jamie on the playlist across on YouTube, then you can follow along and do different techniques, paper piecing, stenciling, inking, all these different things that you can, of course, be doing. That one there, that's part of this bundle here, that one being your butterfly bunny. What we've also got still in this collection here is the tiger blooms. This is another one that is so incredible here. Tiger blooms, and it is about the tiger and, of course, the blooms as well. Coming in with the inks, look at that one there. So stand out within the centre of your card and your project. But depending on what colours you use, can look completely different. And you have full control when it comes to what you want to use. Once you get them home, you can get creative as much as you like and change the look as much as you like with the colours. So that one there being Tiger Blooms. And then when it comes to the die, the final die within this set here, this one here being the Perfect Day, or Perfect Day with the cat. So we've got the little piece of cat there. So whether you're going in with your gilding flakes, maybe you are just using your paste, you can use whichever you like. I mean, look how dramatic is that one compared to the one with the flakes at the back there. So I'll show you a couple more here. This is just the dies that you're getting. You're also getting your stencils as well, which we'll bring them in just to show you. So I'll move them ones in because I'm keen to get back to Gwen. But here we go, these are also the 2 stencils. So these are really good sizable stencils, 7 by 7, but then of course you could be masking off sections if you want and cherry pick. That is also within that bundle as well. $48.57, $76.95 if you are Platinum, comes down to $38.86 or $61.56. Rightio, let's, right, we do have a result. So before we go back to Gwen, let's have a look. So, demo of the show was number 2. Yay! So that was, of course, the elephant. So we're going to do, right. I know what we'll do, because we've got about 10 minutes left. So, Gwen, can you show us something else than the 10 minutes, and then I'll get the cards together for demo of the day.
Yes, I'm going to do a panel with just one colour, Making Waves, which is this fantastic blue, which was Craig's favourite. And I'm going to, I've already cut a panel, a rectangle with an oval in it. You could do your panel first and then die cut it, really doesn't matter, but for speed I've already die cut it. So I'm going to mist the back of it, stop it curling up. And then I'm going to tap on the powder. Now this time what I want to do is blot it.
Blot, blot, blot.
And then I'm going to lift the colour, some of the colour off, because I don't want it quite so blue, but look how gorgeous. That is just something else, isn't it? Stunning. So yes, I could leave it like that, but I wanted it a little bit softer. So just take a little bit of kitchen paper and let it soak up some of that ink if you did that with a second piece of card,
Okay.
as somebody mentioned this morning, which was a brilliant idea, you could use that for something else.
Wow, look at that.
So look at that. We can
Gwen,
lift
what was
this.
that colour you used again?
This is making waves.
Making waves.
Yeah, so it's got purple and teal in it. It's just the most beautiful colour. So there we have it. That's our frame. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't
That
that
was
just
part of the
gorgeous?
essential Pixie
So
box.
that's making waves, and it's just beautiful. And that's the blue one. So then I've done a panel of orange again, the orange slice, and this was to die cut from. So I've got a piece already done.
Okay.
And as I mentioned earlier, just put a little bit over the bits you want, which in this case was the flowers and the starfish and things like that. So, and then die cut that. And then I've done a panel with some of the periwinkle sparkle paste. So this is the periwinkle, which is absolutely beautiful. Again, super, super sparkly. And I'm just going to cover this piece of card with my spatula and with the paste. And this is to sit behind our mythical mermaid.
All right, okay.
So we can just simply spread it until we've got a really good cover. It doesn't need to be super thick. It's amazing the coverage you get. You could also do this onto a coloured cardstock, and then if you did have any little gaps, it wouldn't matter. But just play around with it until you've got a feel for it.
Yeah.
And just check that you've done enough to hide behind the die cut you want to sit on top of it, you know, so it's big enough.
Yeah.
Just wipe that off and tap that down, and that's done, and you need to let that dry. Oops, get a lid on. Okay, and then we're going to cut our mermaid out of just some cream. So let me do that for you quickly. I'll tape it down.
See,
and
while
then,
you're just waiting, do the cutting, Gwen.
Uh-huh.
Can we just get the vote started for demo of the day?
Absolutely.
If you don't mind, that would be great. So I've got the thing. I'm going to hold. I've taken a hold of what Gwen's just done. I'm going to hold it carefully here, just at the side here. But we've got our three options. What one's going to be demo of the day? So number one was from Gwen this morning. That was the lion. Then number two was Debbie in our brand new launch of our floral decoupage. And then number three was the elephant that we can see just here. So just say number one was the tiger. Number one was the tiger. Number two was the florals from Debbie, and number three was the elephant from Gwen. So there we go, 1, 2, or 3. The choice is yours. You've got a couple of minutes. We'll go back to Gwen. Excellent. I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed watching what you've been doing
Thank
today,
you.
Gwen, you know, from at home and at this side as well. Love it, always love it.
all right, so we've got our beautiful mermaid, and the detail again, it's absolutely stunning. There's all sorts going on in this that you don't really notice till you get close up and you do start looking at some paper piecing perhaps. But there are little fish, there are flowers that you can lift the petals up on. You've got fish swimming all around her, you've got seashells and starfish. It's glorious, absolutely glorious. So to assemble, we're going to pop our blue frame on top of her, our sparkly panel behind, but you can see that looks a little lacking.
Okay.
So what I've done, as I said, was cut some orange, and I've cut the flowers, I've cut the starfish, I've cut the shells, and I've pieced those back in. I've then chosen, again, a complementary background in a bright orange and matted that onto a cream card. And when I also did some stenciling with, this time, the Starflower stencil, which is this one, and the periwinkle paste onto here. So I've already shown you that, so do you want me to do it again?
Yep, please do. Yeah, we've still got about 5 minutes, so
Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
good. I was conscious we were running out of time.
Yeah, no
so
problem.
Let's
Still
do
got
that.
5
I've done one part of it. So I want some more up here.
Okay.
So this is a beautiful stencil, and it's got many elements that you can choose from to use. It's quite tricky to decide.
It must be hard, yeah. It must be. I'd be the same.
So let's go with more of the flowers on this side. So again, you're probably better off taping it down, but I'll chance it.
Okay.
I'm not going to do all of it, I just want to do a bit, and I need to be careful that I don't encroach onto my mermaid panel. I mean, I would have done it on that if it was dry.
Yeah.
But I'll do it directly onto here, it's fine.
Please remember, I've got good selection of our sparkle paste across on our Crafters Companion website. Just either search Creative Expressions or, of course, just go into their own little shop that we've got on there as well, and you'll find an abundance of gorgeous colours that you might want to treat yourself to.
Well, I know that the colours I've been using today are definitely on there, and I think you've probably got a bigger range than that as well. So, yeah, it's well worth going across and having a look at those, because they are stunning products. So again, I've put what I wanted through my stencil, and this is the thing about stencils, you don't ever have to use the whole thing. I think sometimes we think because it's a design, we have to use the whole design, but you really don't, just pick elements out. So I've done a little bit of that corner, and there it is.
Wow, look at that.
Just a little piece of the design is sometimes enough. Now, if you find when you've done that, your edges are just a little messy,
okay,
just take your palette knife and go down the side like that. Just clean it off and bevel it down the side of your card. And then that's done. So, all we're going to do then is mount this onto our base, and look how that now pops.
It really does, doesn't it?
With that tiny border of orange, but it's just enough. And that orange and blue combo is just so fresh. I love it.
It is. It's a really, really beautiful combination.
There
And some as well, that some maybe wouldn't necessarily think to put together, but it works so well when it comes to that one. Gwen, thank you so much for
It's been
these
fabulous.
demonstrations. These were absolutely fab. So we're just waiting on the result of demo of the day coming through. Got a couple other comments just coming through here. We've got Crafty Woman on YouTube is saying, Creative Expressions is what got me into die cutting. Love their designs, so elegant. I think many people feel the same as well when it comes to Creative Expressions. Linda saying, wow, look at that one. We've got Anna saying, oh, the Gildan flakes on the back of that card that I showed you there looked exquisite as well. And Mary on YouTube saying, I really like the stencil with the stars and flowers. It is a really beautiful stencil as well. So we're just waiting on that winner coming through. Now, what we have got for you guys stateside in the US of A, what we've got is our warehouse clearance coming up just after this show ends. So in a couple of moments, we're going to take a little break for around about 5 minutes, and then you go across onto our Crafters Companion USA Facebook page, or of course on our YouTube. Now, what you can do for you guys here in the UK, you can absolutely come along, join us and watch, and you can pick up some ideas from what myself and Debbie are going to talk you through. There's not going to be any demo, so you're not missing out on anything whatsoever. Just come and tune in and join in and have a little bit of a laugh and a giggle for us. But for you guys stateside, this is your opportunity to get across on our website. When it comes to shopping for the USA warehouse clearance, just go across onto our website, of course, and go into the warehouse clearance. That's the best way. We'll talk you through that within the start of the show. However, for you guys here in the UK, don't worry, don't fear. A little birdie tells me something's going to be coming along soon, so you've not been left out, I promise you. Rightio. Gwen, thank you so much once again.
Craig.
So lovely.
It's been a pleasure.
Work with you. We love seeing you. Viewers absolutely love seeing you as well.
Thank you.
Hopefully it won't be long. Right, we do have a result. We do have a result. It's Debbie in the flowers.
Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous.
So
oh, no, it's
close.
fine. It's
so
gorgeous.
Close. But absolutely any of these could have been an absolute winner as well. Thank you so much once again. Thank you to Gwen as well. Thank you for your comments and that coming through. We're going to take a little break for just about 5 minutes while myself and Debbie get sorted for the USA warehouse clearance. Don't go far. Come back, get the kettle on, and we'll see you in a moment. Bye.